Awesome. Welcome to Bring Your Own Lawn Chair, Bree. It's good to have you on here.
Yes, it's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. I was like just kind of was describing you the show and the concept and everything, and I honestly I've never really looked at the reason I made this show like is obviously for my portfolio and stuff as we get older, but like you were saying, you're a digital creator, and so just having that archive. I was saying like if you have Alzheimer's when you're old and gray, at least we have something that you could listen back to, I could listen back to, or anybody can listen back to for the matter, of time.
Right.
And
It's
it's
so special to have.
yeah, it's awesome, and you're awesome. I'm glad you're on the willing and able to be on the show. Some people, they're getting nervous, they're worried of the microphone or just hearing their own voice, and you don't seem to have that stress of hearing yourself
Right.
speak. So
It-
I
yeah.
appreciate you coming on and being down to do this.
Of course. Yeah. I used to get nervous with things like this, but now like working in media, like I'm very much more comfortable.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I was in the same boat. I remember when I had to first time in university, I had to create the episode. I was like, I just went back and deleted the files, and I'm like, I'll re-record it. But I was treating it like it was like I'm publishing a song,
Right.
but
Like this huge thing.
it's really not. It's just my voice and a conversation with a friend at this point.
Right.
So
It could be so chill.
exactly. Um, and I'm rusty. I'm like, I'm not new. I'm not a professional to the game, but hey, that's what I feel like what people want to hear.
Right. Exactly. All the raw and all the
All the
ups and the
mistakes.
downs.
Yeah.
Exactly. Makes us more human, definitely.
Yeah. Well, just to kick things off and get into it, I wrote down what's your first memory of us meeting or like first time you ever like I don't know, first time you met me, first and I can answer the question of the best memory of our first time meeting, my first time meeting you.
Right. Well, I came in like kind of at a weird time. Like I came to Camp Erdman like July of 2022. So I think you were still like in summer camp, like doing the media. But
Hmm.
I remember specifically there was a song that you put at the end of one of the like iconic videos for each week of the kids like being there.
Yeah.
And like I still have it on like one of my favorite playlists. And every time it plays, I think of like the video that you created.
What's
And I
wrong?
just remember, um, oh my gosh, I'm like blanking on it right now,
Is
but
it
it was
Ocean
like,
Alley?
no, it was like Warriors of something. It was like really upbeat, and I'll send it to you later, but it was
Yeah.
iconic, and it was just like such an upbeat, like fun memory. And then I remember talking to you after and like kind of just like complimenting your work. And I feel like we didn't get closer until like Nui finally started in like August, but that was like
Yeah.
one of the first memories I have, I think.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, I put a way too much effort into making those videos. I guess
Yeah,
most
for sure.
videos the summers prior they would be make them like 10 minutes, like 6 minutes long, and I was the guy who would be like, "We're doing a 20-minute week recap, and I'm gonna like
Right.
throw in sound effects
Yeah, it
and
was
music."
intense. Like it was so good. Like really high production for sure.
Appreciate it. If yeah, they're on Vimeo, I think on Camp Erdman's Vimeo account. So
Oh, that's so cool. I'll definitely have to like look back. I miss all those memories.
yeah, me too. I think I don't even have any of those files. I think my laptop I think got water spilt all over the keyboard, so I lost all that. But I think it's still on Vimeo. I hope Camp Erdman doesn't delete those files.
Right. I hope it stays there for sure.
Yeah, and I'm sure it will. But who
Mhm.
knows? Maybe they have a storage capacity on their thing. But
Yeah, hope
either
so.
way, I put my effort into that. It was a good time.
Yeah, definitely.
But you've done a lot of video editing since I never knew you that first season as a video editor, but you've really picked it up. I've seen your Instagram recently, and it's just like
Mm.
a complete rebrand of traveling, and it's just really cool to see what you've done. But my first memory with
Mhm.
you and you coming to camp was very vague. It was probably like you guys were painting um, this building
Right.
blue while summer camp was going on, and it
Right.
was
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
you, Kelsey, and uh,
Like Cody and Asia.
yeah, you guys were all just doing your thing, and I think it was just a brief hi bye. But yeah, once we didn't really truly get to know each other until that fall when summer camp died out and we all became one staff.
Right. Yeah, and then we started going on all those adventures together. And your classic red car, your truck.
Yeah, the truck. Oh, it's a good truck. Kelsey ended up buying it off of me, and I guess it broke down on her.
Oh
Three, 4
no.
months later, the left wheel fell off and started rolling across the road.
Oh shoot, it really was on its like last leg, but it held up for a while.
Yeah, exactly. And who could have predicted the
Right,
whatever?
exactly. I think Thea told me that. We started reconnecting too. She's
Yeah,
back in the Bay Area now.
nice. Yeah, that's a good memory of that truck. How did you ever end up or hear of Camp Erdman?
Oh, yeah. So I guess it's like kind of a short story too, but I think like I like went to Oahu like the year before and I drove by and I didn't really understand that it was like a camp, but I just like felt like I really wanted to like live like specifically on like Farrington Highway, like somewhere in that area.
Hmm.
And I feel like I kind of manifested it, like I planted the seed the year before. And then I was looking for a job like just for the summer because I was in between school. Like I was one semester away from like getting my bachelor's degree, so I was like focused on that, right?
Yeah.
And I was gonna go to Pennsylvania, like I already got the job, and then something
Wait,
like
what? How old were you when you got your bachelor's degree? Because
um
you were born in 2003,
three.
2004.
Yeah, 2003.
How old were you?
So I ended up getting it at 20, but I would have been like 18 or 19 if I like went on course or 19.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
because I did
young.
college and high school, so and middle school, so I got like really
You did
ahead.
college
But
in middle school?
yeah, but in like eighth grade, like my last semester. But yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
I
thank
know a
you.
girl from Nebraska that had a very similar, like, got her bachelor's degree. Uh, you were kind of just ahead of the schedule, huh?
Yeah, like I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I studied something similar to you too. It was communication studies and like
Hmm.
interpersonal communication. So and I knew I wanted to do something like with travel or travel writing afterwards, but I just wanted to get that degree because like it's important to me and like my family
Hmm.
and everything. So I was like working towards that, but I essentially like applied to that summer job and I was just going to be there for the summer. But for whatever reason, like it didn't work out last minute. And then I applied to Camp Erdman because I saw like something online. I was like, oh my gosh, like I remember there was a camp like on the North Shore, and my mom kind of like steered me to that direction. I was like, wait, like that would be so cool, but I doubt I'll get it. Anyway, I got the interview and she like put a good word in. Like she was the YMCA like in Honolulu, like one of the directors there. And then I got an interview with Crump and I got the job and I was so stoked and it ended up being obviously like not just for the summer, like all the way till December. So I like took the gap semester and then the rest is history.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love a good Camp Erdman origin story,
Right.
you know. Uh,
It's all a little bit different for each of us.
so what were you doing before Erdman? Like, I kind of feel like you just touched on it, but like, where'd you grow up and how would you describe like your childhood days leading up to, your first job or whatever?
Right. So I grew up in this, I wouldn't say it's a small town, but like I always thought it was. But it's called Vacaville. It's close to Napa Valley, I guess. So like more Northern California.
Hmm.
And like childhood days were so good. Like I spent it with all my like neighborhood friends, like just like very like free living. And then, I went to high school and college and I got my first job when I was 16 at like a childcare center at like a gym. So that was
Yeah.
my first ever job. And then I got like a nanny position that I still have now because it's like a single mom and like they're more like family to me still to this day.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was around 18. And then I told the family that I would be moving to Hawaii. And that was like my first like big girl job, I guess. And then I moved there obviously for just like 6 months and then went back home, finished my college degree. And then since then I've been traveling like not full time, but like a good like 6 months out of the year usually for the last three
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, looking at like your posts or like I'll scroll past, through the gram and I'll see
Right.
you're just somewhere I've never even thought of going. And I'm like, one of my big questions I was going to ask you is how many countries have you been to?
Yeah, so I actually just counted it the other day and it's 23. I've been to 23 countries.
23. Wow.
Yeah, and I'm 23 years old now, so it's kind of
One
crazy.
for every year.
Right? Yeah.
What was the most, Costa Rica was the most recent one, huh?
Yeah, that one I just came back from like 2 days ago, so that one
How
was epic.
how long were you there?
That one was 2 weeks, but I plan on going back to Central America in about a month. So I'm gonna do
Hmm.
Guatemala and then Peru and then hopefully Brazil, but it's still in the works.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. I don't even know where to begin with which country, but at some
Right.
point during this pod, I'm probably gonna ask you a little bit more about that because that's crazy.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
what was your biggest fear like growing up as a child? What do you think was something you overcame?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Um, I guess like a more like superficial fear was snakes. Like that was like always like my biggest fear, like starting around like 11, 12 years old. Like I just had like a super bad dream and then I was like, ew, like they're such weird creatures. And so that kind of like got me scared when I would like go on hikes and stuff. But I feel
Mhm.
like in the last couple of years I've started to overcome that.
Dude, the last couple of years, last couple of months, I have not. I've gone the opposite direction with snakes. Because in
Really?
Australia, I lived in a swamp-esque like area. Like the geography I lived in was very wet and swampy, and
Oh
the
gosh.
most deadly snake in Australia lived right there. And he was
Oh
like
my
always
gosh.
slithering across the little path that we had to walk down to go to the bathrooms, and
Oh my
it was
God.
like
That sounds
outhouse drop
awful.
toilets, and you'd never know what's down in the drop toilet. And then
Oh my God. That's like my worst fear actually. Yeah. I think
I,
that would re-spark the fear.
Michaela came, her mom came she came to visit us, and we went on this hike one time, and then we were walking down this trail, and we were all kind of like, we're snake conscious, but it had been a while, so we didn't even think about it. We were just walking
Right.
down this trail, and all of a sudden I'm like in the back, somebody in the front yells snake, and like we all just like bolt back up the trail in fear.
Oh my God.
It's just sketchy because the snake there, it's called the Eastern brown snake. You'll die in like 30
Like in a matter of
minutes.
minutes. Oh,
Yeah. But
that's so scary.
um, if you stay still after a snake bite, I guess it's good. And then you get a snake bandage, which compresses it.
Oh
Most
my
snake
gosh.
venom like turns your blood to jelly, but I guess the Eastern brown turns your blood into like a very fast moving liquid, kind of like melted, uh, I don't know, just really
Like
fast,
some,
like oil almost.
that's so
So you
weird.
start
And so
bleeding
if
out
you
of your
stay still,
lungs and your ears and your eyes. It's just your blood gets so thin and you just can't hold in. I don't know how it works. It's just sketchy.
oh my goodness, that'd be like the worst way to die. Oh, that's
Yeah,
so scary.
yeah. That'd be a horrible way to go. But most of my Australian friends that I met there, they said they'd rather die to that than a bear attack. So
Really, and we're so used to bears like out here.
yeah, like they're like America's scary has scarier animals than Australia is what they're saying. I was like, no, they don't. But they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, you want to get attacked by a snake or a bear? And I was like, all right, you got me there.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it depends on like, yeah, like how poisonous the snake is and if
Yeah.
you could live from it. But bear, you're like, you're done for.
Yeah, it's like you're just a snack at that point.
Yeah. Oh, that's awful.
So if snakes were your biggest fear growing up as a child, then like what would you say was your biggest not so fear, I don't know, biggest yeah, I guess we'll go with fear because it works in this scenario, but during Camp Erdman, that window where we knew each other and we lived at the same place as maybe like a year or 6 months or whatever. Was there anything specific to Erdman, like heights at the ropes course or you know what I mean?
Right. I'm trying to think. I feel like the ropes course didn't freak me out too much. Like I remember during training, it was a little scary for sure, but like all the little, riddles or songs or little challenges we'd make, like it just made it super like casual. And then like teaching that to the kids, like yeah, it was really fun, honestly.
Yeah.
I didn't have like I feel like I was like really bold when I was like 19. Like I went skydiving with my mom and my friend when they were in town.
Yeah,
Like
just fearless.
yeah, like I was a lot more fearless, I feel like, than I am now. Like I'm still fearless, but not in the same way.
Yeah. I feel like
Um,
maybe like were you missing family? Maybe that's like a kind of like a fear, I guess, in a way.
yeah,
Maybe,
I think
homesick.
family's really important to me. And so like I would say the first month and a half was really hard for me. Like I'm not gonna name drop, but like being in like the housing situation I was in, like there were some people I didn't really vibe with, and I had like a really hard time adjusting in that way. Like I didn't
Hmm.
feel like I had too many friends, and it was like hard to like navigate like, a whole new job and
Yeah,
everything being a little
especially coming in the
chaotic.
middle of summer when everybody was kind of already friends and you're like,
Right. Yeah, right. And it was like our job tasks weren't like fully mapped out. Like it was just the very beginning of things. So I was just
hmm
like navigating that and like living with new people, not having a car. Like I think for me, like having not much freedom in the beginning was really, really hard because I just want to like, I'm one of those people that just want to like go like, okay, like I could just drive to Waikiki and go surfing or go, to the opposite side of the island. But
yeah, for
not
sure.
having that was a little difficult. And then just like not having people that like know you
Did
yet
you get,
was really tough.
yeah, did you get a moped? Did you ever get a vehicle or
No, I
something?
never did. Yeah, I Zia got one like towards the end, and me and her were
Hmm.
really close. And then we found out like a day or two before I left to go back to California that like I could have been riding on the back for moped the whole time. Like we tried it out by the cabins, like in the back, and we were like totally fine, like very stable. We were just scared of like crashing,
Hmm.
but we could have been doing it, but it's okay.
You lived in the Mackay cabins or right? By the beach?
Yeah, I was in the like yellow ones, like I think cabin 14, like for the longest time, and then I was in the bigger ones for the first month.
Yeah. What's oh, the bigger ones across the way, like on the other side.
Y- Yeah, on the other side, yeah.
Oh,
Like
cool.
Cody lived in the one on the left, and I was the one on the right with the girls.
Nice.
Yeah.
They tore. I was there that day. Like they tore down the cabin, 11, either 11 or
Oh,
12. They tore it down entirely, and I think they ended up they put like new stuff there, like AC, like shipping container homes, like
oh
really
my
nice rental
goodness.
ones. Because
Wow. Are they
they,
renting them out now?
yeah,
Or
it's like rentals.
I think I saw that on the Instagram. I was like, it looks nice. Like they
Yeah.
really did it well.
Yeah, they put that up right as I was departing. So it's just wild to see how that's changed, especially from where it was at. Like I'm sure you're aware of how gross and gruddy the old
Oh
cabin
yeah.
was.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
yeah. So it's crazy though.
Wow.
We just built brand new decks on and painted those decks for those cabins and bought all the decking, whatever, yada yada yada. And
Right.
and then they just tore it down. But honestly, those places, those little cabins, they needed to go. So
They needed a redo for sure. Oh my
yeah,
gosh, I feel like it would be so interesting to like tour camp again and like see everything
yeah,
and how
exactly.
everything's changed and the yurts. Like the yurts were like nothing when we were still there. We were like still building like the platforms and now it's being rented out too.
Yeah. And they had when I was there recently, they had to move the yurts. They were like, I don't even know, like probably like 10 feet on the state ground property. And like the state
Oh,
came or people came and they were like, it was DLNR or whatever. They showed up and they're like, hey, you got to
oh
move those.
shoot.
They're on our property. And so
Oh man.
the big old crane came, picked up the whole yurt, and then yeah, now they're a little closer, tighter to camp, but they're all in that area still. So
Oh,
it's
that's
kind
good
of
that
cool.
everything's legit now, but that's so crazy.
I
They just
know
like picked it up.
it was probably a price tag to do that, but just for
Right.
10 feet, who
Oh,
knows? I
it's
bet the
ridiculous.
dude, it's crazy. You go out there and that's like ancient burial grounds. They found bones when they were building the foundation of like a person with just their body and their remains because that's just how it works out there. They didn't have cemeteries.
Right. Oh my goodness. Like recently they found that when they were digging or
Yeah. They
wow. I remember we were talking about that back then. Like I wonder if we dig enough, like would we see that?
mhm.
But wow, and they did.
Yeah, there
That's
was one
cool.
out there. They pulled out the whole skeleton and actually kind of crazy that I think they said there was a bullet hole in the skull.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so
There's so much history.
the guy who like really takes care of the culture and stuff, he just like volunteer, he came out and he did um an official like burial site for him. Like he put rocks, like lava rocks all around it. And now it's like and you don't move lava rocks, right? But he did it in a way that it was good for the soul to rest,
Right.
so to speak.
Oh,
Uh,
that's special. That's really important.
yeah. What's your biggest fear now? You've left camp, say since December of 2022, January 2023. since then, like, what is what's the closest thing to, what you maybe still have a little fear for in life?
Mm, that's a really good question too. Um, I think like I'm really proud of everything that I've done like since then and like all the travels that I've gone on, but there's obviously like, doubt sometimes I think and like a little bit of fear of like, should I be grinding towards like a really big 9 to 5 or like should I have done something different after college? Like, that classic like in your early
Yeah,
20s, the stress of like not knowing what comes next. I think that's always like a little bit in the back of my mind, but
yeah.
I don't know. It's not. It was something I feared like more when I was like maybe a couple of years back, but I feel like right now I'm pretty solid and like happy with where I'm at. So
Well, that's good.
yeah.
That's great. Yeah, those questions always sneak up, like I'm 26 years old. I moved here and the only job that was hiring me at the moment was a valet gig, and I'm still working there and actually work there tonight, but I got a
Right.
second job that's more 7 to 3 Monday through Friday. It's at a Big Canyon Country Club. I haven't actually started it yet. I start tomorrow. So I'll find out
Right.
how it all works, but I think I'm the greenskeeper there.
Oh,
Um,
that'll be so cool.
yeah, exactly. Like just figuring out where you want to be in life is it's gonna be stressful, but everybody
Mm.
you'll figure it out.
Right. And
Um,
everyone has those same thoughts. Like we're never
yeah,
alone in it.
exactly.
It's a part of the journey.
Do you remember like the last time we saw each other, like when you left, or some of the last memory, or maybe your favorite memory of us, whatever we might have done? I know we went on that paddleboard trip up to the tree. That was awesome.
Yeah, that one's like I feel like so iconic in my mind. Like I was just looking through this book that I had made. Like I'm working with this like travel scrapbooking kind of brand and it's called Pixary. And I made one for Hawaii. It was like one of my biggest books because obviously I have like the most pictures from it.
Hmm.
But I have that like picture and I was just like reminiscing on it. Like it was just such an iconic photo, like with all of us in our surfboards after paddling. Like that was just such a fun day.
That
But I
was.
think one of
Remember
the
when
last
Cody jumped and dude, he like it did not look good. He hit the rope or something.
Yes. Yes, he was like, like working up to doing it for like a little bit, like a couple minutes. And then
Yeah.
he looked like he was in the shallow area. That was
He,
scary.
I don't think he was trying to land on that rope.
No, I don't think so. I don't think anyone would be.
Dude, the good thing he was safe. Like if that stick on the end of that rope was like vertical, it was horizontal when he landed in the water, but if it was vertical, he could have gotten penetrated,
Right.
which
Oh
would
my
not.
gosh.
But
Yeah,
yeah, it was all good. I remember he had like a little rope burn or rash or something on his butt.
right. And then I remember I have a video of Eric and he was like swinging from like doing his Tarzan stuff, like swinging
Yeah.
from one rope to the next tree and then he landed like flat on his stomach and I was like, "Oh." Like it was
Yeah.
rough.
Cool that they had that like water and a river and everything below it, so he didn't just fall on the ground.
Right,
But we were pretty high
exactly.
up there.
We were. That was such a fun day.
Yeah. And we also went on a vacation together. We went to Kauai. We went in that town on the
Yeah.
north, in the north.
Yeah, we did in
Princeville,
like
right?
Hanalei area.
Honolulu,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was so much fun. Like such a
The
short trip, but we made the most of it.
I wish Michaela was able to see Queen's Bath because I've been to, it's like $40 to get there. And I went in 2019 when I first got my job at Camp Erdman, and there's
Hmm.
Queen's Bath, and oh my goodness, Queen's Bath is awesome, but it was closed down the day we were trying to show everybody.
Right, because it was I think like it was winter season and they close it sometimes for the waves when it's like too
Yeah,
rough. Oh, yeah, in the summertime it's like peak because it's just flat calm and you could just lay in it all day.
right.
Oh, I
And then
love
we went
Queen's
down to
Bath.
Shipwreck Beach one of the days, and I jumped off some cliff there. That was fun.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember
I
Michaela was
cut
so
my
scared.
hand. Dude, you remember when I cut my hand? I came out of the
No.
ocean. Yeah, came out of the ocean. I had all this blood on my finger, and I was like, "What happened?" And I guess I just like when I was swimming back, the current was so strong, and there was the reef, and I slid my hand against some lava rock.
You don't remember that like too well, or
I do.
you
I
just remember
actually,
looking at it?
I just remember like playing it off as if it was nothing, but it was actually pretty deep gash.
Oh
But
God.
I was like, no, I jumped. I'm cool.
Right.
I did it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you
But
always were like that. I remember in Oahu that one day too, we went to like South Shore and we went
spitting
to
caves.
yes. And oh, I remember Michaela was so mad at you.
Did I jump?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
jumped.
I
You did
did.
like
And she told
an
me not
onion.
to.
Oh yeah. I remember I was filming, but I was like, oh, like she was just like so scared for you, you know.
Yeah, she was pretty sad at the car, pretty
Yeah.
mad
I
too,
was
but
like, ooh. But it was iconic. Like you had to jump.
yeah. Honestly, she had good reason. There was a memorial of somebody who had died from doing that jump there. Like,
Right.
and I was
No.
jumping right off next to that memory
Yeah.
memorial part. So can't blame
Right.
her. But
Yeah.
I had to do it.
Yeah. It's iconic. It's worth it. But it was a
Yeah.
little scary.
The first time I had been there, it was my last day of summer camp, 2019. I thought I was never going
Mhm.
to come back to Hawaii again. And
Right.
I had like 4 hours left to my flight, and I was just there with my boys. And it was a really rough wave day. The spit out of the cave, like Spitting Caves is known for it's called Spitting Caves because it spits water up into the sky so hard.
Right.
And it was like one of those days where it was really popping off. I posted a video well, the day I jumped, probably in my Instagram somewhere back in 2019 in September
Right.
or whatever, I think August, whenever I left. But that day, all the locals were standing there like, I would not jump today, not today. And my roommate, Steven Overshiner, and
Mhm.
me were in the same boat. We're like, hey, like, we're only here once,
Like
you
we're
know?
gonna do it. Mhm.
Yeah. And so I
And you
did it
did?
that day. Yeah, that day was whitewash. Like, you couldn't even see blue water. Everything was
Oh,
white down there. And it was like changing elevation of like 12 feet at a time. And like, you just have to wait till the water was really high to get back on the
right.
wall and climb up. But so
Oh
the day
gosh, I
I
feel
went,
like that's
I was like, Michaela, it's good. It's blue.
you're like, this is fine. This is nothing compared to what
Yeah.
I did before.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, what a time.
For real. I love those little adventures. I really like that trip you took us on too. I appreciate that. That was sick. That
Yeah,
was awesome.
me too. I'm so glad we did it. Like
Played a lot of
Kauai is one
board
of my
games.
favorite islands. Yeah, we played Catan. That was our
Yeah.
classic game. Uh, so many good times.
What do you think a place that you've been to outside of Hawaii what is a place that's had the biggest impact on you?
Mm. I feel like whenever I think of that, I think of Thailand because
Hmm.
like I've been there 3 or 4 different times and it's like it feels like the closest to Hawaii or like home to me, I
Hmm.
think. Like I think North Shore of Oahu and Kauai are always like very much top of my list, like as far as like where I feel like the most me, but Thailand is like right up there with it because I don't know, I've had the most like experiences there and like the most like
What part in Thailand? Because my cousin lives there and I lived there for a couple months.
yeah, you did too, like Koh Samui, right?
Yeah, Koh Samui.
Yeah. So my first time there, like my first time in Asia, I went to Laos first. So
Hmm.
I was there like teaching English through World Packers. So it was like a volunteer opportunity. And then I took like the slow boat. I don't know if you've heard of it, but like on the north side, like from Laos to Thailand, it took like 2 days on this like really slow boat. And I went to like Chiang Mai for a while, Chiang Rai, and then Pai. So I was there for like a month, and then I taught English again, like at this like homeschooling place. And then I went back down to the south for, well, not back down for the first time. And then I did like Koh Tao, Koh Phangan, Koh Samui, Krabi, like Phi Phi Islands, like all of that area. So I kind of did a lot. Bangkok, I didn't spend much time in because I don't love cities.
Yeah, no, yeah. Me and Michaela had to spend overnight in Bangkok airport one too many times, and
Right.
we could have got a hotel, but it was just like we got border bounced on our day 44 by the
Right.
immigration office. We weren't planning on it, so we had to buy
Right.
some last minute tickets to Malaysia, and
It
we just
happens.
slept.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to sleep in the airport, and
Oh,
I
shoot.
luckily I had my AirPods, and I'm a big like brown noise or fan noise, whatever have you.
Uh-huh.
I can sleep to that noise any day, any place, as long as I got my
Right.
AirPods. So I actually fell
That's how I
asleep.
am too.
But Michaela, on the other hand, I think she had a rough night. But
Oh, shoot.
Bangkok's cool. I mean, for short time, me and her did went down to I think the rivers. Well, I don't know. It's like a river market. It was pretty
Yeah, I've
cool.
heard of those. I mean, it looks like a really cool city. Like, if I had
Yeah.
to be in a city, I think that would be a cool one, but it's just there's so much
Yeah.
more beauty in Thailand. Like, I'd rather be there.
Most of my time I spent in Koh Samui. That's where my cousin has his pottery studio, and that's a busy, bustling island. But I also
Oh,
went
yeah.
to Koh Phangan and I went to Krabi and I did the national park out in the boat rides and
Right. Like Anthong and
yeah, Anthong,
yeah.
that's what it's called.
Hmm.
And
Oh, that's awesome.
Pig Island. Do you ever go to Pig Island while you're in Koh Samui?
I did, yeah, this past
Yeah.
time. It was so interesting.
Right? An island full of pigs and
And
dogs.
you
For
just
some
like
reason, there's
feed
puppies.
them. Yeah, and they just like coexist together.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
And what, they usually don't swim, but for some reason on this island, they've learned to swim.
Yeah, like what an interesting phenomenon. I don't know like the
Yeah.
history. Like how did they even get there? Someone
You
probably like dropped them there.
gotta be
Yeah.
some pig dropper.
Yeah. But yeah, what an interesting experience.
Yeah. Would you say, okay, what's the biggest culture shock? It could have been in Thailand, it could have been in Hawaii, but like, if I'm assuming it's probably in Southeast Asia, but could be, Central America. I don't know, where have you been, that might have the biggest culture shock on you?
Right. I think Laos was a big one for me. Like that was my first time ever in Asia and I went solo at first. So I was meeting my friend that I had met in Portugal when I lived there the year prior. So he was the one that introduced me to like the teaching position. So I didn't meet him until like a week later, but I was there on my own and I was like just not a lot of people speak English. Like there's a lot of like it was during burning season too, so like they burn
Mm,
a lot of the trash. So I was like getting
hmm.
some headaches, like, and there was so much good in Laos too, like genuinely one of my favorite countries. But as far as like I saw a lot of like the abuse of the animals, which was really hard to see. I think that was like a really big culture shock for me. And
Yeah.
just like some areas of like poverty, like
The
it's just
dogs.
like yeah, the dogs, it's like it's really sad. So I think that like took some getting used to or like adjusting to. um but it also in so many ways it was like incredible obviously too, and like
Yeah.
some of the prettiest places I've been to.
Yeah, I had a moped in Thailand and I was driving down this one road one time and I look over on the left and there's just the head of a pig sitting out on a table for sale.
Oh my God, like
And
just
like
the head of it.
flies are
Oh,
swarming it. It has like one of those cheap fly fans by
right.
it. And I was like, who's buying? I think it was
A
cut
pig
in
head.
half. It was like
Oh,
from nose to ear, just cut in half pig head. And I was like,
oh God.
it was covered in flies. I was like, what are we doing? Why are we out here?
Yeah,
What are we doing out
that's
here?
crazy. Where was
But
that, like Koh Samui or somewhere
Koh
else?
Samui, yeah,
Wow, I wouldn't
yeah.
expect that there,
And
but
then
yeah.
the wild dogs were running up to it and just being like sniffing, then the guy has to swat them away or
Oh God. Yeah, that sounds like a visual.
yeah. But there was this really cool 7-Eleven dog that every time he went to 7-Eleven, he was sitting out there on the thing just like kind of like begging for food. And so he became
Right.
one of my good best friends. So he's a nice little guy.
Oh, I love that. I love making friends with all the strays, especially by
Yeah,
7-Eleven. There's,
exactly.
there's always so many.
My cousin had three cats in Thailand, and they had a lot of stray cats outside of their like house. And like my
Mhm.
cousin, he would wake up at 6 a.m. to like cats fighting through the window, like yelling at each other.
Oh my gosh.
It's
That's like
funny.
our equivalent to living in Hawaii with the chickens waking us up.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's kind of
What a
funny.
time.
My cousin's like, I want to get a dog, dude, just so like the cats go away. Because
Yeah, that would scare them off.
the indoor cats are good and all, but like once they see the outdoor cats, it becomes like a hiss fight at 6 in the morning. And he has a baby now, so it's just like,
Oh shoot. Yeah,
yeah.
that's not good.
But luckily he moved out of that place, which it was a beautiful place, but his his wife's parents moved to Thailand from Nebraska as
Oh,
well.
right.
And now they all bought a nice house together and they're raising the baby as a family, which is really awesome for my cousin. I'm very happy
Oh,
for
that's so good. Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Thailand's so beautiful. I'm so glad you got to spend some time out there with him. It's
No,
just like,
yeah, for sure. I'm gonna spend some more time out there with him. I
yeah,
got,
are you going out soon?
I don't know about soon, but I do know that, I mean, if he's out there, it gives me all the more reason.
Right. Yeah, you
I
could stay with him for
just got to
free
save
and
up some money and, you know, I've already been out
Mhm.
there, so I'm not like, you know, pushing to go right back to it. But
Right.
if the time comes around, like I want to go to Italy and a few other places, of course, but
Yeah. Oh,
time,
you totally should. I went
yeah,
to Europe last year and it was like, oh, it was the best experience.
no, I bet. I want to go to Capri, Italy. That's
Oh,
the goal.
yeah. Capri's so beautiful. I went there on a day trip and I'm like kicking myself for this, but I like normally don't get car sick or boat sick, but for that day I really was. So I took like this knockoff version of Dramamine and I was out of it. Like me and my friend both, we were like half asleep like the whole entire day in Capri. And I like barely remember. I felt like I was like on drugs. Like I was
Yeah.
so tired. But it was a really cool experience. Like super blue water and like the towns are so cute. Yeah, Capri's gorgeous.
Well, if you've been there, I gotta ask you a question because the whole
Yeah.
reason I want to go there is because of a stupid, silly idea. Um,
Okay.
you know, juice pouches like Capri Sun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do they sell those there? Because I want one
Um,
there.
oh, that would be so good. You should just like pack one and then bring it there and just
You're
like take a
right.
picture with it.
You're right. I
But
definitely need to do that. I gotta do that. I just gotta prepare.
wait, that's so iconic though.
That's why I
Yeah.
want to go, is because I want to experience Capri Sun as an adult.
Yeah, in Capri, like,
Yeah,
oh, that's so good. Yeah,
with the
I
sun.
don't remember seeing it anywhere, but I also went to like the smaller town, Anacapri. So like,
Hmm.
because everyone was like, oh, like if you go to like the actual town of Capri, like up the what's it called, like the gondola kind of to get up there, it's like super touristy. Like you can't even move an inch like without bumping into someone. So I went to like the smaller town. It was like super wide open. It was really cute, but yeah, I recommend at least like a day or maybe even a night there because it's really pretty.
Is English pretty well spoken there? Like I don't have to speak Italian that well.
Um, it would help you, but like you don't need to. I think like in big touristy areas, they always speak English, but
Yeah.
I always have my Google Translate just in case. Like I went to more
Smart. That's
rural
smart
parts
stuff.
of Italy and like I was communicating with this one like old man, like we were sitting on a bench together by the river and like just only through Google Translate and it was so cool.
Yeah, I love that. I bet it was like, dude, the way technology is advancing too, it's like almost instantaneous. They know exactly what you said.
Right, especially with like the talk feature too. Like I could just say it real quick and it immediately translates. So it
Right.
feels more like conversational rather than like waiting to type it out and then for their response.
Yeah.
So it
So
helps a lot.
a podcast with that feature it would go awesome, I
Yeah.
bet.
Ooh, that's a cool idea.
What kinds? Yeah, maybe that'll be the next segment.
Right. That would be really cool.
What's a major accomplishment you've had since leaving Camp Erdman? Like, what do you think top tier would be?
Ooh.
Probably graduating, right? You graduated, but
Yeah, I graduated soon after, so I had like just 6 months left and I mean, I'll go back to that question of the culture shock. That was a reverse culture shock. It's kind of crazy to me because like you go and you like live in one place almost your whole life, like me living here in Vacaville, like in California, and then Hawaii was such a short chapter, like in the grand scheme of things, like technically
mhm.
it was 6 months. And then coming back though, I was like, this doesn't feel like home anymore. It's just like I think that was my first time I ever felt like a visitor almost, like for a little bit, and getting back into like being a student again, like full identity shift of like working, a dream job like on the North Shore of Oahu to like, like a smaller city in California and being a student again and commuting and having a car, like all these big shifts, like it felt like a really big shift for me.
Yeah.
But I got into the swing of things. I think like you just have to push through when you're like so close to graduating. So I was like, I'm so close. So yeah, I'm really proud of that accomplishment. And then I would say in this last year, so for the Costa Rica trip, I worked with World Packers. I don't know if have you heard of it?
I've heard of it, but I haven't like, I don't know, like if you asked me like to describe it, I couldn't do that. But I have heard of it. Could you describe it?
Right. Yeah, for sure. So it's like essentially that helped me to like fund a lot of my travels too. Like it doesn't pay you like any of the jobs, but it's volunteer positions. So it's pretty much this platform that can connect you to like any type of host. So like a surf camp or like a teaching position. I've done those too, or like working on a farm. Like there's a gazillion opportunities on the platform. And like you apply pretty much just like a regular job, except it's like a little bit more chill because it's volunteering.
Is it a subscription
Um,
base? Like you pay like a basic fee to be on the website?
Yeah, so there's like different tiers, but really you could just get like the basic $50 for a year, which is like pretty worth it. It's like not too expensive,
Yeah.
given how many opportunities are on there. So yeah, that was my first one was in Portugal and I lived there for 2 months at the surf hostel and that like after Hawaii kind of opened me up to like even more travel, and I was like, oh, this is like a hack. Like this is so cool.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, from then on I started doing more volunteering. But then in this past year, I got in contact with this guy who like helped me to host a trip. So it's like a little bit different. Like the people that come on the trip have to pay like a bigger fee, but it's more like everything's included. It's less volunteering, more like experience travel and activities. So that's what I did actually in Costa Rica. That was my first like time hosting a trip, which was like a big goal of mine and I'm like really proud of.
Yeah, it's like you started with joining somebody's, you know, hostel, like you said, you joined it, and then now it seems like you're running it. Now it seems like you're running your own, like you had this girls trip to Costa Rica, you have the uh coastal conservation group trip, something
Yeah,
like that I saw online.
yeah, that was the Costa Rica one, but
Oh, okay.
it was so epic.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome that you're kind of like sign up and join me and we'll go travel these places together. I think that's super cool of you to have like a business
Right.
model to it almost.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Like I've always wanted to like give people the opportunity like to travel like and still on a budget, but like experiencing it like authentically and like like it's sometimes hard to like go solo. And I think
Hmm.
if I hadn't like had the opportunity I did in Hawaii and then Portugal, like all of those were like baby steps to get me to like kind of where I am now of like really comfortable with any situation with travel. Like I would understand the fear. I mean, I was super scared going to Hawaii. I didn't think, you just never know like who you're gonna meet, if it's gonna work out. Like it's
Right.
always scary your first time. So I think for me, like to be able to like kind of lead something like that and bring people together, like it's really special.
Yeah, and you're full of a lot of like little life hacks. Like I had a life hack situation with me and Michaela did Australia house sitters, Aussie house sitters, and we
Oh,
ended
that's
up
so cool.
watching cows and horses and dogs and cats and different homes, probably like all over Australia. Well, definitely all over Australia, but probably 6 to 8 houses
Wow.
total. And it was just like they went out of town and did their vacation, their little family trip, whatever they had to go do.
Mhm.
And we would watch their
Right.
dogs, and we just would take our rental car there. And then another hack that we had was budget iMove transfer car company. Um, Basically,
Oh, that's
Budget
so
and Avis are
cool.
like rental car companies at
Mhm.
airports, and they post their vehicles on this platform called iMova or transfer car. Um,
Right.
so, like, say the demand of a vehicle in Melbourne is high, but they don't have the vehicle there, but it's in Sydney. So Budget will be like, they'll list it and they'll be like, anybody can drive this thing down, do it in this many days. Some offer like gas reimbursement. Some
Right.
offer just it comes with amenities. There's camper vans out there all over. So
Oh,
me and
that's so
Michaela
cool.
drove some of those around Australia, and it was $1 a day. So
Oh my God, like so cheap.
you got to pay
And then
for
you get
insurance
free
is the only
transport.
problem. Like you got to make sure you have your own insurance.
Right.
But dude, if that's the case, you're already paying for insurance on a rental vehicle. So
Exactly. Like you're already saving so much.
yeah, easy does it. It makes it so fun, especially
That's
with the
so
ones that do
cool.
gas reimbursement. And they're not just in Australia. Like I think there's like specific ones that do Australia, but I think Transfer Car and iMova, one of those two is like worldwide, maybe both.
Oh, that's
So
so cool. I'm literally writing that down right now.
yeah, I'm gonna take advice on your what was it? What was it called? Global
World
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 Packers?
Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe a good intro for me to get to go to Capri, Italy, if I use that.
Exactly. Yeah, there's some like on the Amalfi Coast, and then you could do like a day trip, or probably even
Yeah.
some on Capri. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many opportunities out there.
And honestly, this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to like travel hacks, you know? There's so
Exactly.
much. There's so much to
There's
learn. There's so many people you meet along the way that told you how they did it. And yeah.
Right. I think so much of it is word of mouth. Like you're on your own little journey and you're like, okay, this is the plan, and then you meet someone and it's like, oh, wait, I should go there. That's really cool. I'm gonna do that. Like it's just constantly evolving. Like you never, at
Yeah.
least for me, the way I travel is very like type B. Like I'm just going with the flow for like
Hmm.
90% of the time. And I feel like that's sometimes the best because then you have like just more room to explore and do something new, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. If you were to start, this is a different little
Hmm.
question, but if you were to start a brand new business, tomorrow, what would you solve, build, or sell?
Ooh, that's a good one. Because right now I'm working towards like my personal brand with like travel content creation, and it's been working really well for me. But if it were to be like a new one, I think like if physical, tangible like store, whether it's like online or in person, of like either bikinis or like some sort of like clothes or like a dress, like kind of similar to Natural Life. I don't know if you've heard of them, but it's like a very like natural kind of hippie, really colorful clothing store.
Yeah,
And I think that would be like super aligned with like my vibe and my brand. And I think it would be so fun. So that would probably be what I would want to do.
that's cool. Yeah, I think that'd be an awesome outlet. Like just having your own clothing you go around would be,
Right.
I would love that as well. I feel like that would be a goal of mine to start a
Yeah.
business with shirts and socks and hats and maybe even swim trunks.
Oh, yeah, you totally should.
Just
That
throw
would
a
be
lawn
so
chair
cool.
on there,
Yeah.
something
Right?
like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I should
Hmm.
sell lawn chairs. That's what I should sell. But
There you go.
that
There's
could
so
be,
many like constantly evolving too. I just saw one on TikTok that was like a tanning lawn chair. I don't know,
what?
but it's like they have like a hole through the head and it like looks super comfortable and you could tan like that way.
Wow. Oh, you know what? Like you plug it in.
Yeah, well, I think it's more for like outdoors, so like a tanning bed kind of, but
Hmm.
it looks like really comfortable. So there's always, new
Yeah.
things constantly evolving.
Yeah, I don't even know what type of, like, I'm a basic go to Walmart buy a $5 lawn chair guy. But there's
Right.
I could do
Yeah,
whatever. The world's my oyster.
it
The lawn
really
chair.
is. I love that.
I like
That's
that
so cool.
a tangible merchandise pretty much business is what you're kind of
Yeah.
talking about, like some clothes.
Yeah. I think that would be so fun. Like, and to connect, like, with the people in person. Like, my friend, she has a really successful, like, handmade jewelry business, and I help her. Now I'm on, like,
Yeah.
payroll with her, and I get to go, like, about an hour away most, like, Saturdays or Sundays and experience, like, a whole new city, the vibe, and, like, sell jewelry. Like, it's so fun. And to be able to connect with customers and share her brand mission, like, it's so cool. I also kind of like the freedom of it not being like 100% mine too, because I think
Yeah.
obviously having your own business comes with its own challenges, but also like freedom too. But I kind of like being able to be like on and then off.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that too. Just kind of like focusing on one thing and then having my own thing on the side though.
Right, or something that like
Controlling
doesn't
your own
take up
hours.
all of your time. Yeah, right.
Hmm. Okay, so
That's what.
let's say money's not a problem. You don't even need to worry about the business, whatever it may be. You win the
Mhm.
lottery. What
Right.
what are you doing in the lottery scenario?
Ooh, I love that question. um uh, like where would I go, what would I do with it?
Hmm. Could be any like the world's your oyster.
Right. I think for me, like in my family, like having property is really important to me, like for eventually when I do settle down and have my own family and kids, and that's like something like it's really important to me. I would love to live on the ocean. Like how I always envisioned like my future would be somewhere like North Shore of Oahu or North Shore of Kauai, or maybe it's abroad too, like maybe in Thailand or like Italy or Portugal. But I think for me, I've always like envisioned like SoCal or Hawaii,
Hmm.
but just somewhere like on the ocean, like decently livable, big space, like not a mansion, but something comfortable. And like just like the sense of community, like my friends like live next door and then my parents live across the street, like just like a sense of like all the people I love close to me.
Yeah,
That's
for
what I would
sure.
want.
That's
Yeah.
I like that. And the warm weather and the warm ocean.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
right by the ocean. Yeah. That's a must.
That's golden. That's great. I wanna do that too. Property is huge, especially like for our generation. And
Mm-hmm.
getting to the point of purchasing your own house is like it's like almost back in the day, like minimum wage you could survive with a family of four, have a
Right.
house. Nowadays, it's
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know if that's necessarily possible, but as time goes on, I think everybody's goal in life would probably be get your own property. And honestly, if you win the
Mm-hmm.
lottery, you're
You're
set.
You're golden. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's, yeah, it definitely was more tangible for past generations, but I think it's not still like, unachievable for us. We just have to like our generation has to grind a lot harder.
Yeah.
Just tough, but or win the lottery, like you said.
Yeah. Or just win the lottery, a dream scenario, but
Right.
most of it's just the grind. You got to get it. You just got to work for it.
Right. Definitely. Or
Um,
go to cheaper states.
yeah, or go to
Maybe not
Thailand.
California or
And if you go
Hawaii.
to Thailand with like 10K, it's like you won the lottery.
Right, exactly. And you could just build from there
Yeah.
with the right permits, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. My cousin owns a pottery studio there, but it's like as not being a Thai citizen, he can only own 49% of the land.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and then he has a guy signed on that's technically the owner, but he has no. It's like the landlord rented
Like
it,
situation.
like but owned it. Yeah, it's like a partial ownership.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good to know because I always like I don't know, like as a backup, I always think like Thailand's one of the places I could see myself living more long term, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I
If
love California so much.
yeah, I think the house they own or that his wife's parents own are like more so theirs. I'm not too sure, but I know that the
Right.
business that my cousin runs, the pottery studio, is I think he has to own 49%. Maybe it's a business law. Maybe you can own a
Right.
house. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense because
Yeah.
it's like financial income. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
for your bucket list, what's actually next? Like, I'm sure you have a long bucket list, but you can share them all, but you definitely have something coming up soon or next, I assume.
Right. Yeah, well, I'm gonna be going to Guatemala, so I really want to do the like iconic hike there that takes like 2 days, 3 nights, or 3 days, 2 nights, and it's like to see like fuego, like the lava actually erupting. So that's gonna be really exciting. That's like a huge bucket list item for me. It's gonna be an intense hike too, and I feel like I need to like prepare for it. But after that, I'm gonna be going to Peru, so I'm gonna see Machu Picchu. That's like super exciting. That's gonna be my third wonder that I've seen. And then I really want to go down to Brazil also, but maybe that's more for like Carnival maybe next year. So just putting it out there. Um, but yeah, my goal, like my long-term goal is I want to like just see as much of the world as I can and definitely
Yeah.
see all the wonders of the world and just experience new cultures. Like I think that's like the most important for me right now is just to like keep exploring.
Yeah, I've never even pictured going to Guatemala in my lifetime, but now that you say that, I'm like, maybe I gotta go there and see. This sounds like a
Yeah,
cool little camp trip that you're gonna
it's
do.
honestly so close to the US too. Like my
Yeah.
flight out of LAX was only $100 to get to Guatemala. Like it's super cheap sometimes.
You know what's crazy about most Americans is like you can name a state and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's right next to Texas or that's right next to whatever."
Hmm.
Then you tell people about Mexico and like I don't think anybody can name most of my friends, it's hard like nobody can really name a state like all the states of Mexico or if you said it, it'd
Oh
be hard to
yeah.
like point at. And then even past there, you got Central America and like a lot of people don't even know which the first one that comes up after
Right.
Mexico or like the order.
Yeah. I think we struggle so much with geography. Like
Hmm.
even me, like a couple years ago before really traveling, like if you just gave me all the, countries on a map in Europe, I would not be able to tell you where they are, like which one they are.
Yeah, no, for sure. I got to get better at it myself, but I feel like I'm pretty good with geography, and it just honestly, the world has like a big camera over the U.S. and we have like a I don't know a lot of attention. Like you go to another country, they know who Trump is, but you go to that you don't know who their president is, or
Exactly.
everybody's
Yeah.
wearing a Lakers shirt in Koh Samui, and it's just
Right.
like what is going? Why is everybody wearing Lakers shirts here? But
Like
we
how
just
do they
have
understand? Yeah.
yeah, everybody just kind of looks at America a little bit more differently. So they know more about us and we don't know as much about them.
I
But
know. Yeah, I
that's
always think about that too. Like just like adopting like the pop culture and like they know everything that's going on here, music and films, like they know everything about like us and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know enough about like, their presidents or their like culture and their movies. Like I never
right. And that's what makes it
experienced
fun to
that.
travel, honestly,
Hmm.
because you get out there
Definitely.
and they like want to ask you questions or whatever about the States or where you're from. I'm like, dude, actually, let's find out more about you. Uh,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, like I prefer to I prefer to hear from you. Yeah.
Yeah, you already know everything about me pretty much. But I
Yeah,
also
definitely.
love, them asking those questions and us connecting. That's always fun.
Yeah. I think just like sharing both cultures is like so important
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
What's bringing you the most peace right now? You know, just your day to day.
Yeah. I think like being back home, like I only got home a couple days ago, but like having my dogs and the
Yeah.
cats too. Do you remember Bear and Pumpkin?
Oh yeah, you adopted some of those
I
strays.
I did,
Well, they
yeah.
were
Oh,
kittens.
that's
They
so
were who was their mom?
Bear. I have Bear.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I have the
Bear.
mama and I have Pumpkin, the baby, the orange one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're still with me and they're so cute. Like right before we got on this call, like I was just hugging Pumpkin and he's just like cuddling
Aw,
on my lap.
that's that's great. That's
Yeah, I love the animals. My sister also brought home two dogs last year, a black lab, an English like full English lab, and a German Shepherd and like husky mix. So they're like my pride and joy too.
that's cool. How do you manage having pets and traveling?
Yeah, so I live with my family right now, and they're like more my sister's dogs, so my family will take care of them when I'm gone, which I'm like so fortunate about.
Hmm.
And the cats are like kind of self-sustainable. Like I have
Oh
a
yeah, for sure.
like self-cleaning litter box. Like the
Oh, I
food
need
is
one of
so
those.
clean.
My roommate needs one of those.
Yeah, they're so good. I could recommend you one after this call, but there's
Okay.
like one that's like super cheap on the market and it works so well.
Okay,
But
good. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
we have a stinky litter box. It's right next to my bedroom, so I like to open my bedroom door and flip the
right.
fan.
It's so important. It's like changed the game so much. But
Yeah.
yeah, I remember like growing up with those cats. Like they were so little, and I remember it was such a controversial thing too, because Bear just kept having her babies, and all the cats kept, reproducing. But
Yeah,
I'm so glad that I got them their homes.
Olivia's super good, like up on North Shore. She's like technically an owner of like 100 plus cats, 200 plus cats. I don't even know at this point, but she's got so many cats
What?
spayed and neutered. It's like her goal was
Oh
to
my
like
God.
every cat on the North Shore like catch and release, spay and neuter, and not
Right.
notch their ear or whatever.
Oh my God, that's so good. Good for
Yeah.
her. Yeah, I remember it was such a big issue and
Oh, it's horrible. Like the cats are awesome and all, but when they start eating the native birds up in the trees,
right.
and it just
It
gets, a little
it affects the whole
controversial.
ecosystem. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like, the maintenance of it all and taking care of them and just cats roaming everywhere, like it's a little bit much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, good on her,
Good
right?
for her.
She's killing it.
Yeah, I
And
didn't
good
even know
on
she
you for
still did it.
taking some cats out of the community into a nice loving home.
I did, yeah. I remember it was so last minute. Like it was a week before my flight back home and my mom was out there, so I had the car, thank goodness. But I got them like all their licenses, got them their shots, and then
Yeah.
Tom and Leslie got Boogie Bear, the one little girl, and then another one got adopted.
Whoa. Tom and
Yeah.
Leslie have one of those cats?
Yeah, they still
Dude,
do. So I came
no
back
way.
to Oahu like last month and I was gonna see them, but it was just like so last minute. But
Yeah.
Tom sent me a picture of her and she looks just like Bear and she's doing great.
Oh my gosh,
So I'm
I
like, oh
did
my
not
God.
know that it was part of the same litter. I met this cat multiple times in my life, like, but
Right.
I never thought twice. That's awesome.
Yeah, she had a couple litters even before I got there, I think. That's what Michaela and Olivia told me. And then the
Yeah.
litter that she had with me, we kept the kittens for a little while and then yeah, I got the licenses. I got Bear and Pumpkin here, so it's crazy. It's
Well,
like one of my favorite stories to share.
that's awesome. Um,
Yeah.
I can't. I probably have millions of questions that I could ask you. Like, if we could talk all day about it. But that's
Right.
what I wrote down on my piece of paper.
Mhm.
That's what I've wrote down so far. Do you have any questions for me? Like, out of anything like that you've maybe been a burning question in your mind that you haven't? I don't know.
Right.
I haven't seen you since December of 2022.
Yeah, it's been a while. I guess just like where you went after Camp Erdman, like I know you came back to it, but like just understanding the timeline more. Like you've been kind of everywhere too, like
Yeah.
doing, bunch of jobs with Michaela. Like, yeah, I just would love to like hear more about that, like after camp.
Yeah. So December of 2022, you left. I stayed until
Mhm.
May of 2023, me and Michaela got a job at Granby Ranch in Colorado. It's a ski resort and a mountain bike resort. But
Oh,
during the
how
summer,
cool.
me and Michaela moved into Fraser in this condo. Her parents have a condo up there in Fraser. We commuted like 30 minutes every day to this Granby Ranch place, and we were on the trail crew on the operating mountain operations staff. And so
Oh,
we would go
cool.
out there with shovels and rakes and just make a mountain bike trail and all the way down to the chairlift from the
Oh,
top
how
to the bottom.
fun.
We probably
Like
had
every
like,
day.
yeah, every day, like we get on our four wheelers and bring our shovels, and we had like Can-Ams and Defenders and just like UTVs. And we drive up there. It'd be cold mornings, 30-degree mornings, and then it would get like 80-degree afternoons. And a storm hit every day at 2 p.m., like lightning storm. So we have like a lightning break like
Right.
halfway through the day. And so we were out there until probably October. And then I went back to Nebraska for a month. Michaela went to or just her hometown. And
Right.
we lined up the job with, or the gig with Thailand, and moved into my cousin's house there in Thailand, Koh Samui, flew all the way out there. Um, and at this point, it's January, or it's November of 2023.
Right.
And so we're in Thailand, November of 2023 till January of 2024. January 2024, me and Michaela get the job offer for YMCA Camp Erdman in New Zealand, Anua.
Oh, wow.
And so we did that outdoor instructor position. Beautiful spot, great little uh, in the middle of nowhere camp. Um,
Wow.
we're there for probably 6 months. I left May of 2024. I went back to Nebraska. I work at the swim up bar at Funplex Water Park and Rides. Nebraska's only water park and rides, and
Oh, so cool.
Nebraska's only swim up bar. Matter of fact, it's like you're in Cabo
Oh,
type
how
of feeling.
cool. I
Yeah,
think I
so
remember seeing it on your like Snapchat story and I was like, oh my God, he's living his best life. Like that looks so fun.
yeah, yeah, we'd have little concerts. There's a stage there, the pool. There's a lazy river. They could. It was just whatever we could make out of it. We made
Right.
I made a killing there. I made saved a bunch of money up. Me and
Mhm.
Michaela and moved back May of 2024 to Camp Erdman. And me and her were there until, or not May of 2024, sorry. We moved back September of 2024 after I worked at Funplex.
Right.
And I was there until the following, I was at camp from September until May of 2025.
Hmm.
Uh, and in May of 2025, I went back to Nebraska and did the swim up bar again. And then September of 2026. I think I'm getting all these dates right, but we
Yeah.
no 2025. September of
2025. Yeah.
2025, we moved
2026.
to Australia without any plan, no car, no house, no job. But we did the house sitter thing like I was telling you about, and then we
Right.
ended up
So that was lined up.
yeah, and then we got a car, and then we went and lived in Byron Bay, which is the most easterly
Oh,
point of
yeah, I've heard of
Australia.
it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Really lucky that me and Michaela landed that there because everybody said that's their favorite part in Australia. I don't know if they were
Wow.
biased because we were in Byron Bay, but as we
Right.
traveled across the country and told people our story, they were like, "Oh, that's the best part." And so
Wow.
it really felt good because we had no idea, no plan. We just worked there. It was like a glamping accommodation, so people would
Mhm.
rent them out on Booking.com, and we were the hosts. And then I also on the property was a van fit out shop. The owner he ran the glamping accommodation as well, and he hired me to do like be the delivery driver for uh, just hardware stores. I go to hardware stores, I go pick up wood, I pick up whatever
Right.
you need, plumbing, electrical, for all the boys in the shop, and
Right.
we'd fit out camper vans. Pretty well-known camper van build-out company. It's called Byron Bay Van Fit Outs on Instagram. They got like 100,000 followers, so
Oh,
I felt
wow.
pretty, yeah, I felt pretty official. I was there. Um,
Yeah, the delivery guy.
exactly. But
That's so cool. I feel
had a
like you
few.
have so many random jobs.
Oh, I know. So,
Like
and then
so many
I
side
was gonna
quests.
move back to. After that, it was like we traveled Australia, and then I was gonna move back to Nebraska, and Michaela was gonna move back to Colorado. Just for we've done distance 2 times before when I was bartending at Funplex, and here's another
Right.
one. Um,
Mhm.
she's just working her job, seeing her family, just
That's so
family
good.
stuff, being
Yeah.
around home. It makes her,
Yeah.
rekindle and connect, which good on her. She
That's
lives
so good.
with her parents, which she loves them near and dear, and I love them near and dear. They're great, so good on her. But I was gonna move back to Nebraska. Turns out I don't. I didn't do that because rent in Nebraska was gonna be pricier than me to move into this house in California. So,
Really? That's such a shocker. 'Cause I feel like everything's
right?
so expensive out here.
I mean, I'm eating it with gas prices and grocery
Right.
prices. But the
Hmm.
minimum wage is like $6 more here, and then uh, I don't know. Like I feel like it all evens out. And so I get the
Right.
weather, I get the ocean, I get my to live with my friend, and I technically
Right.
pay cheaper rent.
That's so good. Yeah. I feel like that definitely equals out, but like it's higher quality of life maybe being on
Yeah.
the ocean.
So that's what's led me up from the last time we were together.
Oh, I
And
love it.
yeah, it's a good life. I hope to travel some more, like I was saying, go do Capri, Italy, or what have you, if wherever
Yeah,
me and
right.
Michaela end up going. But as of right now, I'm pretty content, pretty happy with it.
That's so good. Yeah, I'm so glad you're exploring California. There's like so much to see up here.
Yeah. It's great. Honestly, it's been 1 month and I haven't had much of an issue with anything. It's perfect. The only issue I have
That's
is my cats, my roommate's cats like to just prowl by the back door, and once it's open, they bolt out and escape. And he doesn't want them to run away, and neither do I. But if they do, and
right.
then I'm chasing them down the canyon of my neighbor's backyard, I'm like,
Oh shoot, this has happened a lot.
yeah. When I first got here, one of them ran away for like over 72 hours, and then we
My
put him on
God.
the next door app. Uh,
Right.
but of course, he shows up on the back porch just meowing. And so that's
He's like,
happened.
I'm ready.
That's happened like 4 or 5 times since I moved in. They bolted off, and you try to catch them when they're there or running away, but if it gets too far, you just kind of like, well, they've done it before, they'll come back, I guess. But there's
Right.
coyotes and stuff, so we're trying to be safe
Oh,
with them. But
yeah, that's so scary.
they're just that's the only qualm I've had. They like to sprint away. I like cats, but not ones that are escape
Yeah.
artists.
The ones that just like to stay still is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
dude,
my
the
cat
world's
too.
scary out there. There could be cars hitting them. Like, how do they not
Right.
feel safe or happy and content inside? Uh,
Exactly. Like I live on a like super blind corner and it's like super like people go around like 30 miles an hour like really fast and
yeah.
my cats like kind of like are curious of the outdoors, but they've always been like indoor cats since being back home in California. I'm
Hmm.
like, we're gonna keep it that way.
There you go. Exactly.
Like we're not going anywhere.
You have it all in all. I love it. It's
That's so
great.
good. Yeah, I'm glad you found your way out here. It's so
Yeah.
fun. I feel like a lot of us are in California now because I think Val moved back and then Cody's in
Cody.
Cody's back. I think Matt's back in California. Like
Yeah, Jake
crazy.
lives up in Pacific Grove, I think it's what it's called. And
Oh yeah, that's like pretty close to where I live, like two
then
hours away, 3 hours away.
yeah, my first roommate from fall 2019, he lives out in Santa Barbara. And
No way.
yeah, just like everybody kind of, gets
Found her.
here, I guess. It's a moment.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, and
Hmm.
Zia found her way to the Bay Area, so she's here now. We see
Yeah.
each other kind of often, which is
Yeah,
so
it's
cool.
awesome.
I
I'm sure
love that.
there's
We
more
all need to
people
have,
too.
what is it?
I'm sure there's more and more people that I haven't even listed, that neither of us.
Right.
They're out here.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
We need to have like one big reunion for sure. That would be so fun.
Did you ever meet Abe?
Abe, was he summer?
He was spring. I think you left.
Yeah, I think I might have. Oh, wait, I remember seeing like on your guys' Instagram though. I think I like could recall the face, but I never met him.
Yeah, he's out here. He's good buddies with Cody, actually.
Oh, I love that. I
Yeah.
wonder how is Cody doing good? I haven't like talked to him in a while.
I have snap streaks with Cody, and we have plans to do a podcast on the beach sometime soon. We were
Oh,
hoping
cool.
today, but I ended up getting scheduled, so we got to
Right.
reschedule for something. But yeah,
Oh,
I know briefly how Cody's doing, but I don't know Cody's like story or anything, so I gotta.
right. That's so good that you're reconnecting with all of us. Like it's just It's kind of
Yeah,
nice, you know? Like we all live together. We shared a phase of our lives together. It's
exactly.
cool.
It's the way. Honestly, it's gonna be helpful when I'm old and gray.
Right,
Like
exactly.
grandkids asking stories, they'll be like, let me like just catch. I just listen to that podcast or something, and then I'm gonna tell my kids.
You you like go to number 15. I'll share you all about that.
Yeah, yeah, they can
Right.
listen to it, or I'll listen to it back, and then I can actually like come back and be like, oh yeah, like here's the
Right.
story. Like here's me sitting in a lawn chair on my front porch, whatever,
Right. Oh, I totally see
drinking a
that.
tea, telling my grandchild everything.
All the memories, right? And the
Yeah,
different characters, different phases of your life. So
exactly.
cool.
You have
I love that.
any other questions that for me or
Nothing that comes to mind, but I mean, it's
yeah.
been so nice catching up. I would love to like in person too if I'm ever down in SoCal.
Yeah, if you're ever down here, let me know. If I'm ever up there, same thing. I'll let you know. And it'd be cool to link. Go to the beach or something and show me a cool jump spot or some swim hole or
Right.
something.
Oh, that'd be so fun. Yeah, I'm so down.
Yeah, sweet. Well, thanks for coming on the pod today. I don't think I have anything else. But if it comes up, I'll text you, I'll call you, and we could always do another episode as life goes on. You know?
Right. I'd love that. Well, thank you
Awesome.
for having me. This has been so fun.
Yeah. Well, hey, you have a great rest of your day, and thank you.
Yes, you too, and enjoy your first day on the job tomorrow.
Oh yeah, thanks. I will try. We'll do our best.
Right.
Sweet.
All right.
All righty, I'll catch you later.
Yes, I'll see you. Bye.
Bye.